Mr. Chairman, Honourable Ministers, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honour and a privilege to have the opportunity to address such an eminent audience convened in the beautiful island of Sri Lanka and to convey to you the greetings of the people of Malta. The fascinating city of Colombo provides the ideal setting to enable you, with the kind assistance of the government of Sri Lanka and the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, to appraise the current ICT challenges, exchange experiences, and enhance the bonds of international cooperation. In the next 2 days, we, as decision makers, together with our development partners, notably the private sector and technical experts of international repute, will review the critical issues upon which the further development of ICT depends. More importantly, how new technologies and business models can accelerate universal access with a view to help bridging the digital divide. There is no denying that addressing the digital divide issue, which is regrettably being intensified with new forms of exclusion and marginalization posed by the digital literacy, requires action at various levels. These include governments, whose key objective is the empowerment of society, the private sector, whose entrepreneurial activity and investment is central for ICT development, and non-governmental civil society organizations. These, at times, are able to penetrate at grassroots level, thereby reaching more than most governmental and business entities, particularly by developing the programs and materializing the initiatives for the establishment of the information society. As an active member of the Commonwealth, Malta has experienced at first hand and benefited from the power of networking for development. Our common political, administrative, regulatory, and professional legacy, leveraged by the English language, has meant that the lessons of experience as we move to a world order are highly transportable. Malta's participation in Commonwealth fora spans a number of domains, from telecommunications through the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization to e-government through the Commonwealth Network of Information Technology for Development, from parliamentary affairs to public administration, education, health, and so many others. In particular, it nurtures an affinity with the other islands and small states of the Commonwealth, and strategically, it is well positioned to promote strategies between the European Union, where Malta is now benefiting its first experiences in such a dynamic environment, and the Commonwealth networks. In terms of ICT development, Malta has benefited from the political foresight demonstrated in the late 80s, when Malta had been singled out by the International Telecommunication Union as the role model for development with its major telecommunications investments in infrastructure, thus enhancing our objectives to establish Malta as an attractive hub for inward and outward economic activity. The same applies insofar as e-governance and general capacity building activities are concerned. It is a recognized fact that Malta's maturity in e-governance and e-society compares favorably with the European norm. Malta has been an active participant in the EU process and action plan for the acceding countries to the European Union. Since its inception, and against this backdrop, its performance was amongst the best out of the countries participating in the program, and in some instances, the EU average was also exceeded. This eventuality must have certainly worked in favor of attracting the attention of ICT multinationals and independent software providers who selected Malta as their partner in our drive to establish Malta as the center for IT excellence in the Mediterranean. The present internet penetration is at 49% of the households, while mobile penetration is in excess of 70% of the population, nearly 3 individuals out of every 4. Moreover, Malta has one of the highest percentage of computers per student population in all sectors of education. We have devised the National ICT Strategy 2004-2006, which articulates our coherent and systematic approach to transforming Malta into an all-inclusive society. So much so that the strategy has been developed in such a way that all the targets set out in the EU 2005 plan and those committed in the plan of action by the international community at the World Summit on Information Society last December are adopted as our targets. By 2006, 75% of our households will be connected to the internet, and 60% of those will be doing so through a broadband connection. Moreover, as a result of Malta's impressive e-governance initiative, every Maltese man, woman and child will have the opportunity to electronically access all government services. These brief examples of our vision indicate that although small, unequipped with national resources and unconnected by physical highways with the rest of the globe, our aims, ambitions and goals are not. Indeed, in addition to creating 500 newly qualified IT specialists a year by 2006, Malta will develop and promote at least one initiative a year that will serve as a model for best practice. In our resolve and firm commitment to creating a knowledge-based economy in Malta and beyond, we intend to implement a donor program that will enhance assistance to other countries so that they can also reap the benefits of ICT. At this juncture, I would like to say a few words about the CTO. I am pleased to witness a significant transformation at the CTO, which is in harmony with the trend in the ICT sector. Today, convergence of ICTs is such that the organizations like CTO must extend their reach beyond the traditional roles of telephony to open new vista for the human race. In recognition of this trend, the CTO has also changed its constitution, management structure and setup, and the entire outlook. I have taken particular interest through Malta's active participation in the Executive Committee at first Vice Chairmanship level to evaluate the progress of the CTO during the last year and the issues which are scheduled for discussion during the Council on Wednesday and Thursday. These exemplify the new strategic orientations and priorities of the CTO. The CTO National ICT Roadmap will enable many countries that have developed national ICT plans to implement them efficiently, and those that have not produced such a plan to do so expeditiously. The proposed Sea Gateway project, for example, represents a remarkable vision of leveraging the cutting-edge innovations in ICT to deliver measurable benefits to the marine industry, especially for small island nations like Malta that are heavily dependent on maritime traffic. The proposed CTO tariff center will be of benefit to the consumer market as well as the corporate market. It will lead to greater transparency in the pricing of telephony services and should also provide protection to consumers. The TEL-COOP project has the potential to make rural farmers owners and managers of ICT products and services. The CTO Alternative Dispute Resolution Center would allow organizations to resolve and manage their disputes in a productive manner while preserving the working relationship between the parties. These and other similar initiatives by the new CTO management herald a new era for the CTO, the Commonwealth in general, and the ICT in particular. What pleases me most is that the CTO, through the impressive leadership of the CEO, Dr. Ekwo Spio-Garbrach, and the able chairmanship of Dr. Gudbert Lekaukau, has understood that these developments need to have a significant beneficial effect on the lives of millions of people in the less developed parts of the globe. Consequently, the CTO has focused its energies not on abstract technological developments, but on ushering a new era of prosperity through ICTs for people to the achievement of the Millennium Development Goals. I heartily wish the CTO and its management all success in their future endeavors. And may I take the opportunity to extend my sincere congratulations to Dr. Ekwo Spio-Garbrach, both for his remarkable performance as well as for having given the CTO a new and fresh outlook. When he came to see me in Malta, soon after his appointment in Uganda last year, Dr. Ekwo told me that there are 5 pillars which he believed the CTO had to establish to move forward. He was of the impression that the CTO was very well known as an organization that offers important training opportunities, but he felt that the CTO should extend its mandate to include the full ICT sector. As a second pillar, Dr. Garbrach declared that he wanted his organization to be a bridge for the digital divide with a focus on those countries that do not have access to telecommunications infrastructure, or where some people have ICT infrastructure, they do not use their equipment in its fullest capacity. The CEO's third pillar highlighted the need to make the organization more relevant to the needs of its member countries by engaging more in the process of the use of ICTs. More specifically, in the fields of agriculture, education, health, and e-commerce, together with the governance, therefore making ICT not just a separate sector which stands alone, but as an effective tool to stimulate the respective countries' developing process and to promote the competitive capacity of the national economies. The fourth pillar envisaged by the CTO should become an instrument through which all its associates and potential partners would be able to become knowledgeable about opportunities for business in the developing world, and finally, the widening of the CTO's membership. Judging from what has been done in the past few months, Dr. Eko has kept his words very well. The CTO is on its way to cement further its visibility and international standing. In this same framework, I must highlight that in November 2005, just 1 week following WSIS in Tunisia, which is already coined as the Summit of Solutions, Malta will be hosting the next Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Both these events are high-profile opportunities to sustain political ownership of the digital divide issue. Within the context of the Commonwealth High-Level Review Group, led by President Thabo Mbeki, in 2000, Malta's Prime Minister had proposed that digital divide was a significant political agenda item for the Commonwealth in the next millennium. His proposal for a Commonwealth Action Programme for the digital divide received strong support and resulted in an endorsement by Kulam Chogam in 2002. In Abuja, Chogam in December 2003 identified the CTO as one of the lead partner agencies to be mandated with the implementation of the Commonwealth ICT programme. It also tasked the Secretary General with the convening of a high-level forum for the digital divide to be in run-up to the Chogam 2005. I am confident that both the Chairman of the Council and the CEO will take all initiatives to secure a leading role for the CTO in the implementation of the Commonwealth ICT programme. Honourable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, the CTO, as an intergovernmental agency, is rapidly changing alongside the striking technological advances and as new initiatives unfold. We have made our presence felt in the international arena, and through the recent established ITU Commonwealth Group, we are in a position to market the CTO with a strong lobby of 54 countries. Let us therefore exploit the situation and make our organization an effective force to secure global policy initiatives for the benefit of mankind. In closing, may I express my personal thanks and gratitude to your hosts in Sri Lanka for their excellent preparations in the build-up for the forum and council meeting in Colombo. The extraordinary contribution made by the Vice Chair of the CTO Council, Mr. Arunda, in this regard was an effective and as much as significant. Special credit must also go to the CTO, its management, and last but not least to the distinguished chairman of the CTO, Dr. Likaukau. Throughout his career, he was instrumental not only for the effective changes that have taken place recently at the CTO, but also for the rapid telecommunications developments that materialized in his beloved country, Botswana. Dr. Likaukau has decided not to contest the position of chairman of the council, but I can assure him that his name will be firmly enshrined in the annals of history of the CTO. As my country is committed to ensure that we continue to contribute for the overall expectations of our membership, I am pleased to take this opportunity to support the nomination of Mr. Anthony Dabono, the current first Vice Chair of the Council and Malta's representative, to fill the position of Chairman of the Council. Mr. Dabono has very often been among those spearheading Malta's telecommunications initiatives in the international fora and is a very active member of the CTO. He has enjoyed prestigious positions in international organizations, and I am confident of his commitment for a successful tenure of office. I wish you all a very fruitful deliberation in this forum and in the subsequent General Council. With this in mind, thank you for your attention.